Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitske. We begin with the wet weather across the Golden Empire. We are seeing rain, cloudy conditions, and gusty winds, but our mountain communities continue to remain the worry throughout the day. California Highway Patrol says they have been seeing snow flurries on and off, but the grapevine remains open at this time. Now to the latest on COVID-19 here in Kern County. Public Health reporting 65 new cases and no new deaths today. An average of 100 people are getting infected every day, down more than 1,000 from just 2 months ago. 100 people are hospitalized, with 26 patients being treated at intensive care units. Our death toll stands at 988 lives lost. Now, as the pandemic's death toll in Kern nears 1,000, Public Health is opening vaccine eligibility for a wider range of Kern residents. Groups now eligible include pregnant women and groups with health conditions like cancer, type 2 diabetes, and chronic kidney disease. It also covers people with developmental disabilities and those in certain work settings like public transit. Public health officials say it will be easy for those in high-risk groups to sign up for their shots. The new guidelines take effect today. And a reminder, if you're in one of those eligible groups, you can sign up for a vaccine appointment using the state's website, myturn.ca.gov. You can also call 833-422-4255 to schedule an appointment. And several organizations have teamed up to provide COVID-19 vaccines to local farm workers. The vaccine clinic happened Saturday at the 40-acre plot of land in Delano. The United Farm Workers Cesar Chavez Foundation, the Latino COVID Task Force, and the County of Kern came together to organize the mass vaccination site. They plan to vaccinate thousands of farm workers. There will be vaccination clinics at 40 acres every weekend in March, on Saturdays from 1 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And another group receiving vaccines, homeless members of the community. The mission at Kern says they received about 100 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to distribute to the homeless community members, slowing the spread of the virus among vulnerable groups.
We get to vaccinate our most vulnerable neighbors, our homeless guests that are staying here at the mission. This has been a long time coming. This is a day of celebration for us because we get to get one step closer to being part of this solution.
The vaccines were given out at the center today. The mission at Kern hopes to administer more vaccines in the weeks ahead. And a year into the COVID-19 pandemic, Kern has lost nearly 1,000 residents to the deadly virus. 17 News is providing this space for the community to honor their loved ones by uploading their photos and sharing their names and memories. Head to our website, kget.com, and click on the hot link icon. And Wednesday will mark 1 year to the day of our first confirmed COVID-19 case in Kern County. On that day, be sure to tune in to 17 News at sunrise for a special 1-hour newscast on the coronavirus. We're taking a look back at our community's journey throughout the pandemic and associated lockdowns and remembering those we've lost. Again, it's happening Wednesday, March 17th on 17 News at sunrise. And taking a look around the state, 3 people were killed this morning when a driver plowed into 9 pedestrians in a tunnel near San Diego City College in downtown San Diego. The San Diego Fire Rescue Department said first responders were called to the scene shortly after 9 o'clock. The area is in a tunnel that leads to the college beneath a bridge. The fire chief confirmed 3 people died at the scene and there were 9 total patients. 5 were taken to local hospitals. More than 60 first responders were assigned to the scene, including 5 San Diego Fire Department engines and a helicopter. Authorities say the driver of the vehicle is in custody. And a man is dead after a car accident in northwest Bakersfield. The crash happened near Coffee and Brimhall Roads around 7 p.m. Saturday night. Police say a man was riding his bike in the area when a car hit and killed the man. Officers say the driver cooperated with law enforcement and was not impaired at the time of the crash. And a Bakersfield man is dead, along with another person, after a crash in Visalia. According to California Highway Patrol, it happened around 1:30 p.m. Friday on northbound Highway 99, just south of Avenue 48. CHP says a Toyota pulling a trailer was heading northbound when, for unknown reasons, the Chevrolet collided with the back of the trailer. The driver of the Toyota lost control and the car went off the roadway, overturning. The 2 passengers in the Toyota both died, including a 30-year-old Bakersfield man who was not wearing his seatbelt. CHP says drugs and alcohol do not appear to be factors in the crash. Now to new information on a crash that injured a motorcyclist in South Bakersfield. Officers say the motorcyclist rear-ended a truck on South Chester Avenue and Southgate Drive around 5 p.m. Saturday. The rider was ejected from the bike. Authorities say the motorcyclist was rushed to the hospital with a broken leg and other major injuries. CHP says alcohol and drugs do not appear to be factors in that crash. 17 News brought you the story of Demi Dominguez, who passed away 2 years ago in April. She had preeclampsia and it went undiagnosed by doctors, taking Demi's life and the life of her son Malakhi. Last week, the Attorney General's office filed an accusation against Dr. Arthur M. Park, accusing him of negligence in the death of Demi Dominguez and her infant son during childbirth. 17's Ileana Capian joins us now with the latest updates. Ileana?
That's right, Nicole. 2 years later, the fight for justice for Demi and Malakhi continues. The family sat down with me today via Zoom from what they call their war room, where they meet daily to discuss new ways to win justice for their loved ones. They told me they plan to sit on this Friday's joint sunset review oversight hearing of the medical board.
It's just, I guess, a place where the senators and legislators kind of get together and really look over the medical board and I believe the osteopathic board, just to see what they can do to make better change and see what they're, in a sense, what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and then just trying to make the community a better place and the board a better place.
Over the weekend, the family received support from Senator Melissa Hurtado. She was aware of Demi's story from a campaign the family put together where they had over 2,500 letters written and mailed to her office on behalf of Demi. The family says Senator Hurtado will be sitting in on the sunset hearing because she wants to help the community in Bakersfield for mothers and babies to help bring accountability and awareness to the medical board.
Well, she is trying her hardest to fight for the community, for mothers and babies, to bring accountability to the medical board, to bring awareness what needs to be changed and how hard it is for families to fight on their own. And it has been very hard for us. We have had to push every paperwork through. We've had to stay on top of it. We've had to make calls. We've had to do our own research. And the medical board needs to be, a lot of changes need to be made.
The family says their goal, along with Senator Hurtado's, is to bring accountability to the medical board so that they can bring accountability to the doctors. In studio, Ileana Capian, 17 News.
Taking a look around the state, Democrats have officially launched a campaign to put an end to the Republican recall effort. Democrats, along with Governor Gavin Newsom, started the official campaign against the Republican movement to get him out of office. National Democratic leaders, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Senator Alex Padilla, have shown their opposition to the recall. Republican coalition of national Republicans, anti-vaxxers, QAnon, conspiracy theorists, anti-immigrant activists, and Trump supporters all support their recall effort, but Democrats are worrying this could damage the progress California has made in the fight against COVID-19. And Governor Newsom finally breaking his silence this morning, calling for Californians to join in to stop the Republican recall. He wrote on Twitter, "I won't be distracted by this partisan Republican recall, but I will fight it. There is too much at stake." He then goes on to say, "Join us with the link to stop the recall." And this comes as the new poll suggests Californians are split when it comes to Governor Newsom's performance. In the poll released by Nexstar Media Group's 6 California television stations, along with Emerson College, it found that he has his work cut out for him for re-election. Now, 38% of voters surveyed want the governor to be recalled, and 42% say they would vote to keep him in office. And new this afternoon, Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy is visiting the U.S.-Mexico border today. Now, pictures posted to McCarthy's official Instagram account show he and a dozen other Republican Congress members meeting with Border Patrol agents in El Paso this morning. The visit comes as the number of unaccompanied migrants continues to soar. More than 3,000 unaccompanied minors are in the Border Patrol custody at this time. McCarthy is calling on the Biden administration to act as the White House coordinator for the southern border. Ambassador Roberta Jacobson stressed the southern border is not open and that officials will continue looking for ways to protect migrants. All right, well, are you feeling lucky? How She Be Blood Drive is hoping to spread good fortune as we reflect on COVID-19 a year later. The blood bank has been especially hit hard amid the pandemic. They are in need of convalescent plasma, a life-saving treatment for critically ill patients in the hospital. Now, all this week, Houchin is hoping to spread some luck. Every donor will receive St. Patty's Day and COVID-related prizes, ranging from gift cards to paper towels. To schedule an appointment, head to hcbb.com.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.